every action we take is a vote for the person we wish to become.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Kanisha. So in today's video I am going to basically take you through a week in my life. So I'm starting this at about Monday afternoon. I have had a busy day. We had a team meeting earlier this morning for about 2.5 hours, and then straight after that I just started jumping on a few things that came out of the meeting and working on a few action points ahead of a meeting that I have. So it's been quite good so far. Today's one of those days where it's nice and busy, and I like when it's busy because it really just allows me to focus my mind on the task at hand and kind of just make use of all the time rather than sort of like picking up stuff, dropping stuff off. Like, yeah, it feels way more consistent this way.
Thing to insert. I haven't been able to, so we're actually going to get it fixed next month.
I'm going on a solo date kind of day, so I'm going to go for breakfast / lunch because it's already 11:30 and sort of check out a place I've not been before. I'm going to go have something to eat. I'm going to carry a book with me so I can read at the same time. I'm in a place of spending more time by myself, of course, but enjoying it at the same time. So that's kind of what I'm going to do, and you're going to come along with me so I'm kind of not actually alone. I've just arrived at the place I'm going to have brunch. Not that far of a walk from where I've parked, luckily, and I've never been here before, so I'm kind of just like open to trying it out, seeing what it's like, that sort of thing. To keep me company, I have bought my book that I'm currently reading, Beekeeper of Aleppo. I really got stuck into it last night, and the writing style is very beautiful. Like, I like how they've strung the sentences together. It's quite a heavy book just because it deals with like war, loss, and quite descriptive of that. So definitely not a easy read. But that's me talking after reading like the first 50 pages, so I don't know how that's going to be the rest of the way. But so far it's definitely gripping, and it's something that I'm just like keen to read some more pages of. So that's going to be what I'm going to read whilst I'm in there. Hello, it's another day. Yesterday we spent the day chilling out and going for breakfast and reading a book and just taking it easy. So my rest of the day kind of went like that. I then ended my evening by watching like I think 3 episodes of Sense8. So this is the second time I'm watching this TV show on Netflix. If you don't know what it is, basically it's like a really sick and cool TV show where 8 people from around the world are connected together, and they're able to just like flow seamlessly through each other's lives and just be there like physically with them. So they share skills, languages, memories, experiences, feelings, everything. Like, they're all connected and they're all called Sense8s. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but basically it's just really cool. All the characters are from pretty much everywhere across the world, and they just go through this journey where they're actually being hunted down because they are so different. But they cancelled that program just as it was getting really juicy, but I thought, let me rewatch it because I'd actually forgotten a lot of what was happening in the program. So that's what I watch in the evenings at the moment. And then I watched Euphoria. I watched it the other day. Oh my gosh, how can you start episode 1 on such like a dramatic level? Like, so much was going on, I just couldn't keep up. But that was really good and really enjoyable to watch. But anyway, today's Thursday. I'm working today and made my coffee at my laptop now. So we're gonna look through my to-do list and put a new one together for today and just focus on a few tasks. I only have one meeting this afternoon, which I've done quite a bit of preparation for it already, so that will really make it a lot seamless today in terms of what I need to do. The last 45 minutes, I've been working on a marketing and comms plan for a project we're working on. So this is basically kind of road mapping the next few months on how we plan to promote the project and make sure it gets seen by as many people as possible. So this is quite exciting, just sort of thinking about the future, getting creative with ideas, but also trying to make sure that they are realistic goals and realistic timelines so that everybody kind of feels like they know what they're doing at the time. And so whilst I was doing that, I figured, how can I get my mind thinking? How can I get creative? And I started listening to Brené Brown's podcast. The podcast is called Unlocking Us with Brené Brown. And if you know me, you know how much of a big fan I am of Brené Brown. If you haven't heard of her, you really need to check her out. She is an author, she's a speaker, and she's just a powerhouse. And so with this episode, she interviews James Clear, who is the author of Atomic Habits. And I read this book last year. Actually, no. I read this book end of 2020, and then I sort of just would reference it here and there in terms of like rereading it. And because it's got so many passages that sort of help you to be either more productive or to achieve your goals, it's always a thing that I go back to. But that's besides the point. The point is, this was a really, really insightful episode. I was even taking notes down as I was putting together this plan, and some of the things that I kind of wanted to share with you is 2 standout quotes. So the first one, so this is something that James Clear says all the time and everyone always quotes him on it, but he says, every action we take is a vote for the person we wish to become. So if you missed that, let me repeat it again. Every action we take is a vote for the person we wish to become. And that really hit me because it speaks to like the small everyday choices we make and how impactful they are to who we want to become. So the examples they gave you were things like, if you want to, let's say, run a marathon, the focus should not be on running the marathon, it should be on becoming a runner. And by becoming a runner, every single day you're making choices that reflects what a runner would do. So that's like actually choosing to go for a run that day, or thinking about what kind of food you're consuming. So those daily choices you're making, whether they seem so small, or let's say you talk about, I want to be a morning person, you need to make choices and you need to make actions that vote towards being a morning person. So that's things like trying to get into that routine of waking up early in the morning, or making your bed, or just anything that gets you to become the person that you're trying to become. So it's kind of embodying that now and recognizing that the small choices we make really do impact us in the future. And then the second quote that I was like, whoa, okay, I need to note this down and really just take it in. And basically it is, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And so what this quote and what he goes on to explain in the podcast episode is that the only way to achieve those goals is to create systems and practices to help make that happen. So the focus should really be on what systems are you creating in order to make what you want to do possible. For example, with content creation, like the systems you create, so you can have a goal of saying, I want to have 10,000 subscribers in YouTube, right? But in order to achieve that goal, the systems you put in place is more important. So this is like recording daily, or making sure you edit, or make sure you upload weekly. The systems you're creating around that kind of discipline and making sure that it's part of your everyday or part of something you do regularly will help you to achieve that goal you've set. But also I feel like it will prepare your mind to be able to maintain this momentum once you reach that goal. So once you reach 10,000 subscribers, you're going to want to have more. You're going to want to grow and become bigger, right? But in order to do this and in order to maintain that momentum, you need systems and you need practices so that it becomes second nature. And really along that journey of building those systems and practices, you are a content creator, you are a runner, you are someone who is the thing that you're trying to become, right? So all of it comes together so nicely, and it's so timely as well to have this reminder, because obviously we've just started a new year and we're all setting so many goals for ourselves. I've set my own goals, I've set my vision boards, but I'm now going to revisit the goals that I've set for myself and actually ask myself, what are the systems that I can build, what are the practices that I can do in order to make sure this goal, I can achieve it, but I can also continue that momentum afterwards. So that's kind of like a thing that I'm going to do at the end of the day. just so that I can really double down into the everyday choices I can make now. That is a vote to who I wish to become. So you see how it all comes together? I love it. That's one of the things I just like doing, is just listen to podcasts whilst I'm working, because it just gets my mind thinking, it gets me motivated, and it gets me inspired into thinking, how can I do better, or just give myself that reassurance that I'm already making choices that help me do better. And you're already on the road you want to be on just by smaller actions, so not feeling like it's a mountain, or not feeling like it's so out of reach. But no, we're building every day, right? We're building every day, and here's a reminder that you are building every day to what you want to become. But it's just really important to stay disciplined, or to build systems and practices that helps you to achieve what it is you want to do, but also sustain the momentum once you've reached there. So yeah, that's my little message. I'm gonna carry on working. This time I am writing a case study for the website, so this requires quite a bit of just creativity and make sure I get into the flow. So rather than listen to a podcast for this part of my time, I'm going to listen to some music, because I find music helps me better when I'm writing long form stuff compared to shorter things like captions or that plan that I was doing earlier on. Perfect. Well, it sounds like a plan. Have a good rest of the day. It was good chatting to you.
See you later, my love.
All the best. Bye bye.